Our presenter today. Our presenter today is Dr. Chen-Yang Lee, and Dr. Lee is a senior research associate with ITS Traffic Operation and Safety Program at CUTR. His primary area of specialization are demand modeling, traffic flow simulation, and intelligent transportation systems. He received his PhD in civil engineering from the University of Wisconsin at Madison. He has more than 10 years of experience in various transportation planning and engineering research. Currently, he is serving as a PI or co-PI for several motorcycle safety-related grants from the Florida Department of Transportation. So, Dr. Lee, welcome. And so I will let you to start your presentation.
Thanks, Dr. Lin. Let's start with the one question. Here's the question. So what is the rate of the motorcycle helmet used in Florida? Okay, looks like we have our answers. So throughout the presentation, you will see what's the right answer. So let's get started. Today's my presentation will be talking about the vulnerable road users, motorcycle riders in Florida. And this presentation is based on 2011 motorcycle program evaluation and data collection project that was funded by the Florida Department of Transportation. Okay, riding a motorcycle in Florida, and many people say Florida is one of the better states to ride a motorcycle because you can do 24/7 and 365 days. And however, the motorcyclists are the more vulnerable to injuries and deaths than the drivers and passengers in four-wheeled vehicles. As you can see here, in Florida, motorcycle registration has been increased, and it was almost doubled between the 1994 to the 2000, and it was doubled again between the 2000 and 2010. If you look at this chart, comparing the motorcycle registration and then car registration, you can clearly see that how the motorcycle registration is steeply increased in this past 10 years. And there has been a national trend in terms of increasing motorcycle registration. However, you can see that Florida has a much higher rate of increase than the national average. Let me see if I can. Okay, I think I can see here. This was the index to the 2000. So. In here that we set the 2000 point as a base point, and then you can see this 2.64 means whatever the number of the registration we had here, and it was 2.64 times of this year. So you can see the motorcycle registration is steeply increased versus in Florida versus this is like a national trend. But of course, the vehicle registration is an indirect measure of actual, say, the driving or riding, because as you can see here, this is one example for the car registration and the car VMT in Florida. And if you look at this one, that you can see here, although the car registration for the past 10 years is almost flat, however, if you look at the VMT, the vehicle mile traveled, it was increased about 1.3 times. So which you can say the VMT, with the same number of car registration, the VMT has been increased about 30%. So as a result of increasing riding population, Florida also see the increase of the motorcycle fatality between 2006, 2007, and 2008. It was almost 100% increase compared to the year 2000. If you look at the actual number of the motorcycle fatality in Florida, and you will see here, in 2001 it was 276, and then in fact, the recent years we have some reductions. However, it was it went to way high in 2006 and 2007, which is about 550 fatalities. You can see this number, the comparing with the all vehicle traffic fatality. Here you can see the 17.1%. What this means is, in fact, the motorcycle, the motorcycle, they represent about 6% of the motoring public. However, in terms of the traffic fatality, the motorcycle fatality is representing 17.1% of entire traffic fatality. So I've been showing some of the statistics and why that we are it is to just to get your attention to just get your attention about it. Why is it important for us to understand and investigate the motorcycle safety in Florida? The motorcycle crash and injury and the fatality are increasing at a sharper rate than the other types of the crashes. And then, as you saw, in 2000, motorcycle fatality accounted about 8% of all traffic fatality in Florida. But in 2000, they accounted for the 15.7% of all traffic fatalities in Florida. Of course, the significant improvement on motorcycle safety has been achieved in Florida in past several years, like 2008 and 2009, 2010. According to the Florida Department of Health, between the 2008 and 2009, the motorcycle crash fatality decreased by the 25%, and hospitalizations from the motorcycle crash decreased by the 14%, and the ER visit was decreased by the 13%. So we have been able to achieve the great success in recent years. However, still the significantly improve in terms of the motorcycle fatality, the 15.7% is pretty high compared to other vehicles. So Florida has employed the comprehensive approach to the motorcycle safety through the motorcycle strategic safety plan. And the mission of the plan is to dedicate resources to areas where the opportunity for the improvement are the greatest. So basically, what it means is that we are trying to understand, by doing the surveys and also the data analysis, to understand which part we're trying to measure the opportunities, that the level of the improvement evaluation, so that we can concentrate our resource to get the maximum improvement in the motorcycle safety. So as a part of the motorcycle safety program effort, one of the things that I was doing for the and this year is called the public opinion surveys. And the public opinion survey consists of the 3 different surveys. One is the Florida Motorcyclist Survey, and second is the Florida Automobile Driver Survey, and third one is the Florida Rider Training Surveys. And you can see here that each survey has a targeted sample size, and then it shows how many samples that we are able to collect. And we also conduct the observational surveys, because this public opinion survey is trying to get the opinion from each motorcycle rider or driver or new trainee. But this is the one that the motorcycle observation survey is. We actually send our people, and then they're standing on the street and trying to observe the behavior of the motorcycle riders. So this year, the 2011 rider training survey was done through the driver schools. the FITP schools. So we contacted about 67 Florida rider training program, and then we had some response from these schools. So we were able to work with the 15 different locations. So survey questionnaire was individually packaged with the detailed instruction and information consent. So as you can see here, this was sealed and then sent to the, it's mailed to the FITP school. So basically, rider coach was the one that administered the survey at the end, at the completion of the course. And for the Florida Motorcyclist survey, we conducted through the web-based survey. So basically, we launched the website that contains the questions. And then we advertised this website through the Florida Motorcycle Magazine and also social media. And also we get help from the Motorcycle Rider Association or groups. And postcard advertisements, we got the address of registered motorcycle riders. So we sent the postcard like this one and to the people so that they can come to this website to fill up the survey. And also we obtained the email address of some motorcycle riders so that we will be able to email them directly regarding the survey. And same thing for the Florida automobile driver survey. We obtained the email address of registered motor vehicle address, and we will use the online newspaper website like this one, so that they the people can click this banner and then come to the website. And then we also use the postcard advertisement. So let me just go over some of the findings from each survey. This is the question that we included in the rider training survey. And so this question was asked to people who just complete the course. And the question was, what made you decide to take the basic rider course? As we expected that here, I'm a new rider, want to have a motorcycle endorsement has the highest response. But 64.3% of people, they said that that's the reason they are taking the course. But interestingly, we found there is another good portion of the people, 27.4% of people, and saying, I have been riding and need a motorcycle endorsement. And I think I can come back to this portion later, but I think this is pretty interesting. And we also asked them in terms of their level of riding experience prior to the course. And you can see the people say very inexperienced, saying, I have never ridden a motorcycle prior to the course. It is only like a 26.4%. And then in fact, there are 13.7% of people say, I am very experienced rider. Pretty much like this 13.7% portion came from here that the people who take the course from the court order, or maybe I've been riding with and they need a motorcycle endorsement. But overall, the respondents gave a very positive feedback regarding the quality of the BRC course that is being offered by the FITP schools in Florida. 90.2% of people that said it's an excellent program, and they are very satisfied with the many different components. And as you can see, like we asked them in terms of the contents for the specific content, like do you think the course covered this subject enough, or that subject enough? And then as you can see, the most of people on the scale of 1 to 4, 4 being very satisfied, and you can see there is almost like 4 for the most categories. And interestingly, there is no significant difference between the experienced rider and experienced rider, which may imply that even if you are riding for a while, that by attending the course, that you see this, you are still contented by going through this course. In terms of risk-taking behaviors, 18.6% of respondents report that the question that we asked the people is like how you likely or unlikely ride a motorcycle without wearing helmet, or ride a motorcycle over 100 miles per or more, or ride a motorcycle within 2 hours of drinking alcohol. And as you can see from the response, that most, in general, that most people are very, shows the good attitude in terms of not taking the risk, not conducting a risky behavior. But among those three, the riding motorcycle without helmet is the highest response. And we also noted that the female respondent, we also asked the people, so like after the course, how would you say, like, how you are comfortable to riding in traffic, scale of 1 to 7, and we found the female respondent reported significantly lower level of comfort riding the motorcycle in traffic after taking the BRC course than male respondent. And then we also found the respondent age of the 45 or older reported low level of comfort riding the motorcycle in traffic after taking the course. In terms of the speeding, that as you can imagine, the younger riders, the younger respondents are more likely to ride 100 miles per hour more than the aged respondent. So the next slide, we'll be talking about the Florida Motorcyclist survey, and this survey was sent to the people who are riding motorcycle, and based on the survey, we found about 49% of riders who participate in the survey, they are riding at least once per week, and then 23.8% of people say they are riding almost every day, so every day basically. And nearly 2/3 of respondents reported that they always wear a helmet. And then I can show the some of our findings from the observational survey later. But based on the here the 2/3, which would be about the 66% of people, they said they are wearing the helmet all the time. And several respondents report that they wear the gear with high visibility and reflective properties and have made some modification to their motorcycle to make it more visible. But this was kind of interesting to me because we also had a follow-up question to the people saying, okay, if you have a high visibility stuff on your motorcycle gear, so what type of stuff you have? And the number one answer for the high visibility material is jacket. Like if they have anything high visibility, and usually the rider has those things under their jacket. But interestingly, in Florida, due to the warm weather, the wearing jacket is not that popular. Later on, I can say, like based on the observational survey, only less than 10% of riders they wear the jacket. So that's like something that we can think about later. Okay. And this is another thing that riding speed by riding experience. And as you can see, the clear trend that riding experience shows some difference. The riding speed shows the difference based on the riding experience. So as you can see here, 61.6% of people who just got a motorcycle endorsement, they will say they are riding under or at post speed limit. This is just not a one-time thing. That this is like if you are riding, like how would you say on average what will be your typical riding speed? And the 61.6% of riders that newly endorsed has less than 1 year of experience. They say they're riding under at post speed limit. However, this percentage significantly reduced after 1 year, and on average, after 1 year is about like 30 to 40% that riding at the speed or under speed limit. And as you can see, in between more than 3 years of experience to the 10 years of experience, and 60% of people say I'm riding above the post speed limit. And this question is asked about attending the formal training. And here you can see here, we asked the two part of the question. The first question was, okay, during your endorsement, when you obtained your motorcycle endorsement, have you received or attended any formal training? So as you can see, when they have the formal training, in terms of the formal training during the endorsement, the 50.5% of people said, okay, I attended formal training to get the motorcycle endorsement. And here, the 40.2% of people say I didn't have formal training during the endorsement. And then we have the next question asked them, so okay, after the endorsement, like how many times have you attended at least one formal training? And you can see after the endorsement that about the 35.8% of respondents say they attended at least one formal training. So if you do the cross-tab for those responses, and you will get to the conclusion and see here, like this 24.8% of rider, basically they never attended the training because they didn't do the formal training during the endorsement, and then they didn't go to any formal training after endorsement. So we can say, this is a sample of our riding population. However, we can, based on this data, we can estimate 25% of riding population out there, they never attended any formal training. And we also asked the crash experience by the motorcycle rider, and you can see here the 29.5% of respondents reported that they have been involved in a motorcycle crash that incurred a medical treatment of themselves. So this is not just like whether they have the crash or not. So 29.5% of motorcycle rider, they indicate that they had a crash which requires a medical treatment. And of course, the likelihood of being involved in a motorcycle crash incurred the medical treatment increased with the number of the years respondents have been riding. So by when the motorcycle get to the 10 years of experience, almost 40% of riders, they reported that they had at least one occasion that has a crash that they need to have a medical treatment. And this shows how vulnerable the motorcycle rider is. And we also evaluated, because over the years that, as I mentioned at the beginning, that the Florida Department of Transportation Safety Office made many efforts to promote the safety message throughout the billboard and also the TV commercials. And we asked them, we were trying to measure how effective those message in terms of get to the motorcycle riders. And most of motorcycle safety campaign promoted in past 12 months are well received by the Florida motorcycle riders. Like 92.4% who participated in survey, they record watch for motorcycles. And 80.5% record look twice, save a life, and 25.6% record none for the road. And 4.3% recorded decide to ride on the safe side, because this was the question to measure the credibility of the answer, because we never promoted this message, decide to ride on the safe side. So of course, we expect to see the low response or no response on this side for this campaign, this question. And survey of Florida. Now I'm going to talk about the Florida automobile driver survey, and we also surveyed automobile drivers because we want to see how they perceive motorcycle riders in Florida in traffic. And out of the over 5,000 out of the 5,000 automobile driver who participate in the survey, about 14% of people, like 793, they said they have valid motorcycle endorsement. So we compared the answers between the group has a motorcycle endorsement and doesn't have, the group do not have a motorcycle endorsement. And as you can see here, we ask most dangerous aspect of riding motorcycle, and if you have the people who have the motorcycle endorsement, they say 85.2% of people indicate that most dangerous part of the riding motorcycle in Florida is because the failure of the motorist to detect and recognize motorcycles. And versus people who don't have motorcycle endorsement, I mean, of course they think that's the one issue. I mean, that's the primary issue. However, they have also another good portion of the people say that the motorcycle is dangerous because there is a lack of protection in crash by the vehicles. And we also had several other questions to trying to measure the response, how aggressively they are looking for motorcycle, they are driving, or how often they think they are seeing they are driving in traffic with a motorcycle. So the respondents who have a valid motorcycle endorsement reported a higher frequency of the motorcycle observation and the more active effort to locate the motorcycle in traffic while driving than respondents who do not have a motorcycle endorsement. And people can say, yeah, this is typical, or this is more like a common sense. However, that it was very interesting to note that, if they don't have a motorcycle endorsement, the group who don't have motorcycle endorsement, they even reported much less frequency of they see on the motorcycle in traffic, which means they are not that sensitive about, I mean, in terms of looking at the motorcycle. So that this can actually prove in the one we see here that the failure of the motorcycle to detect and recognize motorcycles. And we also asked them, how many people see this message or that message. Many Florida drivers were exposed to the motorcycle safety campaign in the past 12 months, and 59.6% recalled watch for motorcycles, and 51.2% recalled look twice and save a life, and 8.5% recalled not for the road. And next, I want to talk about the motorcycle observational survey. So far, these are the a state preference survey. So the people just fill up the survey based on their own will. So there is a potential their answer is not reflecting the reality. And however, this observational survey is the one that we actually sent out data collection crew on the field and then watching the motorcycles. So they have, it's called the 2000, as you can see here, they have the motorcycle helmet observation form, so that when the one motorcycle rider passed by, they will check whether there is a rider or passenger, and then they will check the headgear type, and they will check the motorcycle type, they will check the gender, and eye protection, check whether they wear a jacket or not, long pants, shoes, gloves. And then this time we also see whether they have passenger under kids under 13, and then whether the kids were able to touch the footrest or not. And then this year also we checked the race of the motorcycle riders. So during the for the motorcycle survey, the observational survey, we work with top 10 motorcycle fatality counties. Usually we do this one annually and between the May to the June. And this year we do the one more in January, February for just for the top 5 to see there is a seasonal variation. So this is a result of the 2011 observational survey of the motorcyclist sampling, and this blue spot shows the counties that we sampled, and these are the number of the motorcycle registrations, and these are the number of motorcycle operator we observed. Total of 6,814 operator, and 877 passengers. So the total observation we achieved is 7,697. So here's the answer to the first question, the question that we asked at the beginning. Say 2011 observational survey. According to the 2011 observational survey, the use of the motorcycle helmet in Florida is about 50%. So when we say there are three types that we use, one is a DOT compliant helmet, and novelty helmet, and no helmet. So about 49.3% of riders we observed that they wear the helmet. So by the time that we observed. And in terms of the type of the helmet, 22% of people had the full face helmet, and 26.4% of people had open face helmet. And in terms of the vehicle, the motorcycle type that we observed, and 34.3% of the motorcycle was a cruiser, and next one was touring, and third one was a sports bike, and fourth one is a standard bike. And we also observed moped about 11.2%, and trike was 2.1%. So compared to the 2010 and 2011, and as you can see in this slide, and there is a little bit of the reduction. 52.4% was the last year number, and 49.3% is this year number in terms of the use of the DOT compliant helmet. However, if you look at the no helmet part, the difference is a little bit smaller because we see the increase of the novelty helmet this year. But however, this difference, so within a margin of errors for the study, so in terms of the final verdict, we cannot say it's been reduced or it's been increased. So the technically right statement is there is no evidence that the use of the helmet has been changed. I mean, I say statistically significant evidence that use of the helmet is changed in Florida. So overall, that it would be right to say about 50% of people riding out there is wearing the helmet. And of course, this number is smaller than the one we got from the state preference data. There was 66% of people say, I'm wearing helmet all the time I'm riding. In terms of the race, like we see the Hispanic group is about little less than the other groups. They are about 42.4% of Hispanic riders are wearing helmet, versus like the African Americans wear like 49.7%, and the white people about 48.1%. In terms of seasonal comparison between the January and May, you see in January it has a higher rate than May and June. So I think this is because the weather, because in January, even if it's in Florida, it's a little bit colder. So the wearing helmet can be a little more acceptable to the motorcycle riders. In terms of the motorcycle helmet use, is highly associated with the motorcycle type. As you can see here, for the sports bike, we were seeing about 85% in last year, and sports bike this year is 74.2% that they are wearing helmet, versus the cruiser riders are about 42.9%, and this year is 41.7%. So this like the use of the helmet is highly associated with the motorcycle type. This is very important information because like when people say motorcycle, the helmet use, you need to understand there is a difference by the motorcycle type. For example, if you can see by the counties here, that for the Lee County, the overall helmet use of the motorcycle, it be about like 40 something percent. However, if you break it down by the motorcycle time, you can see like a touring and cruiser is about 80% versus the sports bike. A sports bike is about 80%, and touring and the cruiser is about 30.9%. So depends on what's the portion of the motorcycle type in your county. For example, the county has much more sports bike. For example, Hillsborough County has a highest number for overall motorcycle helmet use. However, the Hillsborough County has a higher portion of sports bike, and also their sports bike using the 85.6%, so that it would contribute very positively in terms of increasing the overall helmet use. So it is important to understand that when we talk about the motorcycle PPE use, you also need to look at the motorcycle type, that otherwise your answer can be skewed into one to the other. Excuse me. And this is another interesting example that that we can talk about based on the result of the observational survey. The Miami-Dade County in Florida has been #1 county for the motorcycle fatality, and people have been said that it is a big county. It has a lot of population, and it has a it's kind of common sense. They have highest motorcycle fatality rate. However, we found something very interesting through this observational survey. If you look at their motorcycle endorsement rate, it's about 2.5% of the population. So their entire population is over 2 million, but now their endorsed motorcycle riders are 61,446 as of the July 2011. So this is represents 25% of their entire population. So by the time we went out to observe the motorcycle riders, we look at only like 10 motorcycle riders per hour per site, because the way we do the motorcycle observation, we select 54 intersections per county for the double sampling counties, the rank number 1 to 5. And then each intersection we observed 1 hour, and versus like a single sample county, we only selected 27 intersections from county, and then we observed about 1 hour. And so that for the Miami-Dade County, we found like 10 per hour, and also for operator, and about 1 passenger. So that total is about, on average, we were able to observe 11 motorcycle riders. That's like an average of this 54 intersection observation, versus like a Volusia County has like 10.8% of their population has motorcycle endorsement. And at the time that we go on and observe the motorcycle riders, we observe about 36 motorcycle riders per hour. So this, so when we check the relationship, we found there is a good relationship. There's like a pretty strong correlation between the proportion of endorsed motorcycle rider to the population versus number of observation per hour per day, the hour per site. So which means the motorcycle riding in here, this one is a Miami-Dade County, is not in terms of the frequency, it may not be significant or much higher than these 2 counties. However, if you look at their motorcycle crash fatality, it's pretty high compared to those 2 counties. Here, like we have Volusia and Brevard. So the Brevard is this one, and the Volusia is this one. So which means in fact, the Miami-Dade County has a little more serious problem in the motorcycle fatality than other counties, not just because it is a big county, but because there are in fact, they has a serious issue, not just because they have a lot of, not just because it is a big county. And we also evaluate motorcycle citations, and we only able to get the motorcycle citation data from the FHP, Florida Highway Patrol, because so this citation data doesn't represent entire state of the Florida law enforcement. However, that this also can be a good sample to understand what's going on the traffic citation part for the motorcycle. And as you can see, number one is the warning, and number two is unlawful speed, which is the number one citation for the motorcycle in state of Florida. And number three is operating the motor vehicle with obscure deface, no tag registration certificate. And we also evaluate the opinions toward the various the motorcycle program and policy through the among the dealerships in Florida, and say the 2011, 88.9% of surveyed in 2000, and in 2000, okay, the 88.9% of people who surveyed motorcycle through this observational survey, the dealerships, they supported the 2008 statute change to make the motorcycle training to be the mandatory for the endorsement. And this is a much higher percent compared to 2008. And then also the more than half of the dealership were very interested in obtaining the more information on the or partner with the Florida Motorcycle Safety Coalitions that to promote the motorcycle safety. And in fact, I found that was pretty interesting. They said they also see the increase of motorcycle safety promotional materials in past 2 years. So that in fact that we can conclude many of the efforts being well received by the many motorcycle rider groups. So here's the conclusion. The survey aimed to collect the feedback from the Florida motorcycle riders to measure the impact of various safety programs in Florida. And as I said, overall, the statewide effort has been well received by the motorcycle riders. In terms of the course impact on the motorcycle riding safety behavior, like a risk behavior such as the speeding, riding without wearing helmet, and riding shortly after drinking, and appear to be very effective. Of course, the use of the PPE by motorcycle riders in Florida can be improved, and we've been making a good outreach. However, that I can see that there are more rooms and more opportunity that we can improve. And as we see, the motorcycle riders are one of the most vulnerable road users. They are only the 6% of motoring public, but they are still taking the more than 50% of the motorcycle fatality in Florida. So I said the continuous and the comprehensive efforts should be made to improve the motorcycle safety in Florida. So this will be the my last slide of the presentation. If you haven't, I want you to introduce. If you haven't heard about this website, I would like to introduce the website, the www.ridesmartflorida.com. It has many good resources for the motorcycle safety. And then if you go to the website, you will see this banner. And then if you click this banner, you will be able to watch the new peer-to-peer motorcycle video that FDUT recently produced. And you can also request the free copy of the DVD. I think this is very good motorcycle resource. So if you haven't had a chance to visit this website, I will be strongly encourage you to do so. And other than that, this will be the end of my presentation, and I'll be happy to answer any question if you have any.
Okay, thank you very much, Chen Yang. It's very comprehensive analysis. Now is the time for questions, and so you can go to your right-hand side, the Q&A session. You can type your questions, and then we will ask Chen Yang to provide the answers. So Chen Yang, we got one question here. You talk about the motorcycle training and why there are motorcycle riders who obtain motorcycle endorsement without training.
Yeah, that's a very good question, because as I mentioned, it's been only 2008 that the Florida made the mandatory training rule. So prior to the 2008, the motorcycle riders, they could obtain the motorcycle endorsement just taking a course, and they don't have to attend any training. And even now, if you obtained your motorcycle endorsement from the other state, which doesn't require motorcycle training, and you come to the Florida, and then you can get a motorcycle endorsement without receive training.
Okay, we got another question here. Why are the survey respondents saying that they are getting their information on motorcycle safety? Where do they get the information?
I think the primary source of the safety material was the FRTP schools and also FDOT. So, and then I think about 60% of people, they attend the bike event, and so they are the like a primary source of getting the motorcycle safety materials. And then also they say we also ask them what's the best way we can reach to you if we want to deliver any safety materials. They said number 1 is TV, and number 2 is a direct mail, and number 3 is the internet. But those preference for TV, internet, and direct mail is about or 20%, as I recall. Yeah.
Very good. The next question: what can we, as cities and counties, do for motorcycle safety in addition to what the 2008 mandatory motorcycle endorsement law is doing?
I think certainly that we should promote the use of the PPE, because unlike a car, there is a very limited protection by the vehicles. So by the moment of the crash, that usually the motorcycle rider will be detached from the vehicle. So if you are just going, like I think if you watch the video, that you will see the one of the testimonial from the motorcycle rider who just had a crash, and she was saying it's not a right moment that you say, gee, I need to wear the helmet. By the moment you already get crashed, you're flying over the pavement. So there is I think we should differentiate that making the use of the helmet as a mandatory versus, but there will be a whole lot of discussion whether it should be mandatory or not. But I think I can say the use of the PP is a good thing. It cannot hurt you. So that I think as a city, we should make a more aggressive effort to promote and educate the people the importance of using PPE.
Okay. The next question: how will the motorcycle event associated with Volusia County affect the statistics you presented earlier? So the Volusia County, they got a lot of events. And so will their number will affect the statistics you presented earlier?
In terms of the bike, of course we see the concentration on the motorcycle bike event period. That if you look at the Volusia County is I think it was number 3 or number 4 in terms of the effort. But in fact, they only have concentration during those 2 bike events, which is the week 10, I think, and week the period that we have the bike event. So I say yes. I mean those bike, but however, you also look at the different angles. Like number of the motorcycle riders coming to the bike event is huge. So if you are taking a rate versus like how many motorcycles got crashed during how many motorcycles were there, but in terms of rate, it may not be that significant. But just we have a lot of motorcycle traffic there, and yes, we see the some concentration on the motorcycle crash and fatality during the bike event. But in fact, the other thing is it has been improved. Like over the several years, the concentration is getting less and less.
Okay, another related question here. Did a low percent of moped riders using helmets affect the overall results?
If the moped riders using the helmet, but it could be. It could be because the moped is not even for 40%, and the many moped riders, they don't think they need a motorcycle helmet or they need a motorcycle endorsement. But in fact, some of the moped can go much higher speed and bigger cc. They do need a motorcycle helmet and endorsement.
Okay. Okay, I've got another question here. What is considered a novelty helmet?
Because when we do the training, that we see we have different types of helmet. When we say the DOT compliant helmet, the DOT has a certain guideline that the helmet has to be this thick and the helmet has to have this type of the padding. So, but if you look at the novelty helmet, that is much thinner layer, and so that's like something that we consider. And during the training, we kind of make sure that people can obtain the ability to tell from the distance whether this is a novelty helmet or DOT compliant helmet. But it's not that difficult. Like if you go over like a 10 helmet, you can easily tell which one is the DOT compliant or which one is the novelty helmet.
Yeah, we got another very good question here. It seems like the focus has been educating motorcyclists on risk taking and other behavior. Should more focus be directed at other motor vehicles operators to be more observant of motorcyclists? Should the focus be prevent crashes, then equipping motorcyclists to crash safer?
Okay, that was the wrong question.
Yeah, I think it's a good question. So basically, we talk about a lot on the motorcyclist. We should focus also more on the education on the drivers and other model users.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, that's one of the approach for the DOT has been taking, that we're trying to also educate the automobile drivers in terms of importance of they need to watch the motorcyclist and they need to like understand that there are the motorcycle out there. However, that I think this goes back to the that video that I was mentioning at the end of my presentation. There's a one of our Croatian member who is a petty buyer. She was pointing out that like you have to ride as a defensively. So because the car may not be able to see you, so I mean, ultimately, yes, we need to make an extra effort to educate car drivers. However, that it comes to the motorcyclist's responsibility to ride defensively, and just to understand there are people out there, they may not be able to see you, and so that like I mean, long story short, I say yes, it has to be extended. However, like also we need to understand there is a limitation so that it becomes the motorcyclist's responsibility to ride defensively.
Okay, it's very good timing right now. We got a last question, and then I think it's almost 1 o'clock. So the last question is, do motorcycle riders have any opinions on reinstating Florida's universal helmet law?
Yes, we conducted, it's called the event survey. Whenever we go to the bike event, there we conducted 10 short questions, and we asked them like, what's your opinion about the motorcycle helmet, the universal helmet law? I cannot remember on the top of my head what was the latest statistics, but about like 75 to 80% of people, they think it's a good thing to have the universal helmet law. But there's also but you need to understand that's only for the people who came to the motorcycle bike, the bike event.
Hey, Chen Yang, very quickly, I think we have the last question here. Maybe we take this opportunity. I think we try to answer as many questions as we can. So was any attempt made to review the crashes reports to determine a comparison as to who was at fault?
Yes, it was made.
Yeah, actually, we just did that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, like I think about 4 weeks ago or about 6 weeks ago, there was another webinar to talk about those parts. And in fact, the good portion of the motorcycle involved the crash that is the motorcycle rider wasn't the effort driver, but also
I think it's almost the same based
yeah.
on the latest information. It's almost half-half.
Yes. So yes, it was done, and it was like 50-50, and then it depends. It depends. But the thing that you need to understand is totally up to the not I cannot say 100%, but in many cases, the effort driver decision was made by the police officer who at the scene. So like a crash report can be the good resource of the data. However, also you will need the extra caution to interpret the result of the crash report.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we answered all the questions we received, and so that's very good. And it's about 1 o'clock, and so just want to let you know our next webcast is on November 17, and the topic is investigating of the feasibility of the toll and trans-agency equity sharing. So we are looking forward to your participation next time. And so now we're going to ask you to give us your feedback about our webcast today. And so take your time to fill out the question on your screen. Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to add one more thing. The final report of these 4 surveys, 3 public opinion surveys and 1 observational survey, and that can be requested through the writesmartflorida.com later. I think we are still finalizing the report. However, most of the analysts and the so we are waiting the final approval from the FDOT. But I just want to let you know, if you are interested in getting a report, let me know. You have my email address at the end of the presentation, or you can go to the writesmartflorida.com to get the more information.
If anybody have any further question and will not be able to answer you at this time, and you are very welcome to send us your question, and we will be very happy to provide the answer to you.